Hey, what's up, guys? Now, I know that I've gone to town talking with you over and over and over again about this editor data file that I'm using and the good parts about it, the bad parts about it. If you're new to the channel, if you haven't seen anything, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm using this user-created file that was uploaded onto the Sports Interactive community page, in which America is replaced by a sort of transposition, I guess I would call it, a translation of sorts of the American college American football environment put into Football Manager and into the Football Manager situation. There are some problems with this that we have come across kind of together. One of the major ones is that when you use this particular editor data file, you are limited suddenly to only 4 transfers per year, and they all take place in the summer. So you can sign up to 4 players, and all teams in the United States can sign only up to 4 players. And then, as if that weren't restricting enough, it is also impossible to sign foreign players because the work permit requires a potential ability of 200, which nobody has. So as a result, what happens is we sit around and don't do any transfers. I do scouting, but I'll only scout players who are within the United States. And you know what? I really, really miss transfers. I really miss it. Let me show you here where we are. Let's go ahead and flip on over here to Football Manager, and I'll show you where we are in the schedule, right? So we just won the championship, even though we have other games, whatever. And we're playing the bowl game against Texas Tech in the LA Bowl. I guess that's the Louisiana Bowl. I'm even scared to click on it. Texas Tech are first in the AAC. Anyway, we'll see how this goes. But if you watch me as I play this game here, you'll see that, okay, so we have training and training and training. I've got 3 weeks to go through. And you know what? There's nothing to do. There's just absolutely nothing to do, right? I could probably holiday through this and it wouldn't make that much of a difference. The players are not on holiday. They're training, right? But there are no matches to play. Now, I know that if we were up at the highest tier, we'd have matches to play. But instead, what are we doing? We're going to look around here. Oh, okay, we'll look and see what happens here. Okay, well, scouting is finished. Don't want that guy. Don't want that guy. Don't want this guy. Don't want that guy. You see what I'm saying? We do scouting. We're looking at players who would be interested in going to sign with our club, and they all suck. I mean, they don't just suck. They're, really, really bad. And, we're not even going to give these guys the time of day. I feel like I've wasted my time looking at guys who are that inconsistent and have that many problems. And then, we learned about this guy we didn't want anyway who's doing well at Arizona State. Good for him. Maybe they can sign him from us. We're recovering from our injuries, and then we go through this scouting update. Oh, well, yeah, we could go get their goaltender. I mean, I don't know. It's realistic outlook on things. I don't want that guy. We could go look at this guy. Well, he's inconsistent. We could go look at this guy here. Oh, well, he's a foreign player. We can't get him because he's not going to get a work permit, right? I mean, that's what this is like, right? You go through it and you're like, well, can't have that one, can't have that one, can't have that one, and, oh, well, we could do this. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's not playing in the United States. He won't get a work permit. Now, we could get the Boise State goaltender who doesn't enjoy big matches and is unambitious. We already have a whole bunch of players like that. I don't need more guys who are unambitious and who don't like big matches, because that is the entire team. Look at guys like Cannon Bennett's. This guy would be a star player for us, but unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to get a work permit. I mean, I'll even show you here. If we go to make an offer here in the transfer, it says Bennett's would struggle to be deemed a player of high enough standard for a work permit, right? So we're not going to get him. Why even try? There's no point in sending scouts out to look at any of these guys because we can't sign him because of the work permit rule, right? And so what do we do during the period of time that normally would be the transfer season? We just hit the space bar over and over again. And then we look and say, oh, well, scouting was finished on another guy I'm not going to sign. And here's a guy who I'm also not going to sign. And then we hit the space bar again, right? I mean, that's all this game has turned into, right? The game that was once so much fun, that was about trying to balance things and balance your finances and balance the schedule and try to get the right guys to come in and try to make things work, has turned into nothing, right? Let's go look at the transfer history. I've shown you this before. You look at our transfer history, we brought 2 players in. That was it. That's all that we could do. Right, and we had 2 players go out, one on loan, and one was this guy that we sold to Montana State. Hope he's having a good time. Then you look at the finances, and we have oodles and oodles and oodles of money, and the bank balance keeps growing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we can't spend the money anywhere. We can't do anything with it. And right now, there's not even any matches to play. I'm just pushing the space bar. That's it. Now, I'm telling you, once again, if you make your own editor data file, let us do transfers. Transfers are the best part of the game. I love youth development and I love transfers. I especially love doing transfers to buy young players who look like they have no chance and then they come over and they can do well. If I'm dependent only on, young players that are produced in country. The problem that I have is that those players will naturally gravitate towards the most reputable clubs, which means that if I were managing in, I don't know, like England or Germany or France, even at a lower level, I could still, have my scouts mosey on over to Vietnam or to Thailand or someplace like that and find some guy who has a good amount of potential, who's playing for a club that is impoverished, who I can buy off of them for whatever price, and then he'll be my secret weapon as we get back into, the season, and maybe then we can improve and so on and so forth, right? Like, that's the sort of game that I want to play, right? Or I want to have a game where I have really good players who are playing well, who end up being signed by bigger clubs. We have this problem now, right? Because if we look at our squad, like, everybody's wanted by a bigger club. I mean, seriously, the entire squad is going to be signed out from under us, right? I took that screen off, didn't I? Here you go. You look at this, and we have, over half the squad is wanted by larger clubs, right? The problem that we have is that if we sell these players, we can't sign new ones. We can't bring new ones in. If more than 4 of them leave, we're screwed because we just don't have enough players. That's the problem. I've said it over and over and over again. When you make your own editor data file, you're making your own fantasy league somewhere, anywhere. You can have transfer restrictions. That's perfectly fine. But please, please, please don't make them this draconian. If you make it like this, the game loses all of its flavor. And I look at this and say, what am I doing? I might as well, get rid of this and go hang out with Kev and do the, Manchester Cities in the, Veranma North and South League Challenge, right? We might as well do that. That would be a lot more interesting than me pushing the freaking spacebar throughout the month of December, waiting for something to happen in July when the transfer window's open again. Anyway, there you go. That's yet another rant about the way that this is set up. I miss transfers. I really miss doing transfers. Transfers are good things. You should enjoy it while they last. I'm still waiting for the next chapter of this channel to open up, and I'm telling you what, if it takes too long for the updates to come to the around the Globe Mega Pack, I just might find something else to play with in the meantime. I'll talk to you later. Bye.